Hey, hello, and how are you? Hey, friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you from right here in St. Charles, Missouri. And I'm going to be telling you about the weather here shortly. But first off, I'm going to mention that today is Tuesday, December the 17th, 2019. Happy friendiversary going out to Shenandoah North Lenhart. So, happy friendiversary to you, Shenandoah. That's a Facebook friendiversary, that is. It sure enough is. Happy Facebook friendiversary to my good friend, Shenandoah North Lenhart. All us Shenandoahs have to stick together for show for show. That's the truth, ain't it though? Ain't it though? Alright then. No birthdays for me to sing about today, so how about jumping right on into our weather forecast for the St. Charles viewing area? Yes, sir, St. Charles City. That's St. Charles, Missouri to you and me. Today is December 17th. Lots of sunshine. Highs around 33 degrees and fair winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tell you what, it's melting off that snow out there. Looking out the front window and the road is becoming clear. So, looks like a good thing. Tonight, mostly clear skies, lows around 18 degrees Fahrenheit, winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So, the wind chill factor right now is making it feel like that feel like temperature. Don't you love it? How do they know what I feel like it is? Anyway, they say that it's about feeling like 10 degrees out there. Anyway, Wednesday, December 18th, sun and a few passing clouds. Highs around 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be light and variable. Not like those winds that came through Oklahoma territory the other day. 65 miles on the ground. That is unheard of. 65 miles of territory that tornado stayed on the ground. Not cool. Anyway, Wednesday, December 18th, clear skies, lows 21 degrees Fahrenheit, winds light and variable. And then Thursday, December 19th, we're going to have generally sunny despite a few clouds in the afternoon. Highs around 44 degrees Fahrenheit, winds are going to be south to southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then Thursday night, partly cloudy skies, lows around 24 degrees Fahrenheit, winds light and variable at about 5 miles per hour. South, directly out of the south, that is. Then Friday, December 20th, mostly cloudy skies, highs around 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be south to southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and then partly cloudy overnight, lows around 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be light and variable, south to southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then Saturday, December the 21st, mainly sunny skies, around 46 degrees Fahrenheit, winds light and variable, around 5 miles per hour. That'll be coming out of the southwest again. And then southwest winds again at 4 miles per hour, mostly clear skies, lows around 29 degrees Fahrenheit. So there we go. That is your 5-day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. Glad that you could join us with that weather. Whether or not we had weather. Well, yesterday I done a whole list of songs off my daughter's playlist off her phone. I didn't do all of them. I done a few of them because, well, I just done the ones that I knew I could do. I didn't do any of the Beatles. I think she had some Beatles songs in there. I think. I don't know why I'm thinking that, though. Beatles songs? I think she had a few Beatles tunes. But I didn't look at all her stuff to see what all she had on that list. Just a few of them I picked out. Thought, well, I could do these. So I picked them out to do. And, well, I did them. And I gave it an effort. Let's put it that way. I didn't sing all the songs on her playlist. She's got a few of the new age songs that I don't really know the new age songs, so I can only give it a let's say try, a halfway attempt. They have a term for that, but I won't be using that term today. Half-arsed. Is that the term? Half-arsed. That would be the term that they use these days. Actually, it's probably not been used for years, just because I'm one of them that's using it. Yeah, I see a lot of people in the on the page. I've got a page that I go to. It's mostly what it's a spinal cord uh, page where people that have spinal cord injuries go to, and it's a group page, spinal cord group page, which is okay. And you've got your few people that are new and they're wondering about life and how it's going to be after you have been in the chair for a while, kind of like me. But, I just have to chalk it up as, you turned a new leaf in your life. You're no longer going to be the way you were before. It's going to be a little different. You're going to have to learn to live with that difference. Hopefully, people in your life can learn to live with that difference with you. The only reason I say that is because, well, there's so often that, like my older friends that I've had for years, they just don't hang out with me anymore, due to the fact that I used to be the one that was, you know, when it came to setting up fun stuff and being out there and being energetic and being on the live wire type guy in the group, well, that was me. I was the live wire for sure. And well, maybe I'm not that, maybe I can't be that guy anymore. How about that? How about us saying that? I can't be that guy anymore. Because, well, hey, things have changed. I'm no longer that one particular feller. The live wire, I guess you'd call it. Whatever. That's just the way I see it. But, people will change and things will happen. But I don't let, none of that stuff really bothers me. If you guys see weeping eyes on me, don't worry about that. That's not sadness. That's possibly a side effect from my withdrawal symptoms from diazepam. Could be. I'm not sure if that's what it is really. I just know that I'm coming off of the diazepam right now, and as I am coming off of it, it's got me. My eyes are weeping, and it's not that I'm sad or anything. They're just weeping. They're leaking. I got a leaky eye syndrome. Yeah, that's it. Leaky eye syndrome. So, that's what I'd have to say. It's a leaky eye syndrome going on with me. But I'm not crying for sadness results or anything like that. It's just leaky eye syndrome. So, don't feel like I'm hurting, because I'm not. That's one of those things. I sometimes, you just get goofy side effects from different things, and it's supposed to be a mood sort of a drug. It's what are they called? Shoot, what is that drug called? A Valium. That's what it is, a Valium. And well, see, I guess Valiums are mood enhancers, or no, they're supposed to dumb you down or dull your what's the word I'm looking for? Swing your mood, keep your mood down. Well, for me, it would work the opposite, I guess, because, well, um, I guess, I don't know. Let me ask, what does Valium do for you? Valium oral uses side effects in Crichton's pictures. Does not use a household spoon because you may not get the correct dose. Do not store the mixture. Valium, diazepam, uses, drugs. Generic diazepam, brand names, Valium, side effects, dosage, trips overview. Valium, diazepam, is a benzodiazepam. Benzodiazepam affects chemicals in the brain that, man, I got all these stupid commercials that are getting in my way here. Valium, okay, Valium, diazepam. Diazepam affects chemicals in the brain, may be unbalanced in people with anxiety. Anxiety, okay, disorders, alcohol withdrawal symptoms, or muscle spasms. Now I have muscle spasms, and that's probably why they gave it to me. Now, Valium is sometimes used with other medications to treat seizures. Seizures, well, I don't have seizures. But they also tell you that if you're going to stop using it, that you can't stop using it. You have to increase increase it to quit it. Is that right? Does that make any sense to anybody? Anyway, I'm not increasing it. I'm decreasing it. Slowly but surely, I'm getting off of it. I figure if I can get off cigarettes, because God helped me do that, well, then I can get off this here Valium diazepam the same way. Now, I take that back. It's not the same way. Diazepam, I'm working my way off of. But the cigarettes, dropped them cold turkey. Not even slow turkey. It was fast cold turkey. I was done with them. In a heartbeat, boom, dropped them on the ground. Cigarettes gone. No more smoking in my body no more. Anyway, they're gone. They're gone, gone, gone. Jumping like a catfish on a pole. I said it's gone, gone, gone. Jumping like a catfish on a pole. That'd be an Elvis tune. Crayfish, crayfish. That was off of his movie, the movie he was in. What was that movie? Oh no, it was something down in Louisiana. It was down in Louisiana. Ooh, that's a good song. I think I'm gonna sing that one. Song lyrics, Woody Swamp. Song lyrics, Woody Swamp. There we go, The Legend of Woolly Swamp. Woolly Swamp. If you ever go into the Woolly Swamp, son, you better not go at night. Well, there's things out there that'll, in the middle of them woods, that'll make a strong man die for pride. There's things out there that crawl and things fly, and things that creep around on the ground. And they say that the ghost of Lucius Clay, he gets up and he walks around. But I couldn't believe it. I just had to find out for myself. No, I couldn't conceive it. I never would listen to nobody else. No, I couldn't believe it. I just had to find out for myself that there's some things in this world you just can't explain. The old man lived in the Woolly Swamp, and he way back up in the gurgled woods, and he never did do a lot of harm in the world, but he never did no good. people didn't think much of him, and they all thought that he acted funny. The old man didn't care about any people anyway. All he cared about was his money. He stuffed it all down into mason jars and buried it all around, but on certain nights, if the moon was right, he'd dig it up all out of the ground. Well, he poured it all out on the floor of his shack, and he'd run his fingers through it. Old Lucius Clay was a greedy old man, and that's all there was to it. But I couldn't conceive it. I just had to find out for myself. No, I couldn't believe it. I never would listen to nobody else. No, I couldn't believe it. Just had to find out for myself. No, I couldn't conceive it. There's just some things in this world you just can't explain. That old man lived in the woolly swamp way back in the gurgled woods. Well, the Clayton boys were white trash, and they lived over on Purvis Creek, and they were real snakes and sneaky as cats and belligerent when they'd speak. And one night the oldest brother said, "I'll meet you in the woody swamp later, and we'll get old Lucius's money, and we'll pitch him to the alligator." Well, they found the old man out in the back with a shovel in his hand and 13 rusty mason jars he just dug up out of the sand. And they all went crazy, and they beat the old man, and they picked him up off the ground, and they threw him in the swamp, and they stood there and laughed as the black water sucked him down. Then they turned around and went back to the shack, and they picked up the money and ran. But they hadn't gone nowhere when they realized they was running in quicksand. They struggled and they screamed, but they couldn't get away, and just before they were gone, they could hear that old man laughing in a voice that was loud and strong. Now, that's been 50 years ago, and if you go by there again, there's a spot in the yard in the back of the sack where the ground is always wet, and on certain nights, if the moon is right, and you're down by the dark footpath, you can hear 3 young men a-screaming, and you can hear that old man laugh. If you ever go back in the woolly swamp, son, you better not go at night. There's the things out there that in the middle of them woods that'll make a strong man die from pride. There's the things that crawl and things that fly and things that creep around on the ground. And they say the old ghost of Lucius Swamp, Lucius Clay, he gets up and he walks around. But I couldn't believe it. I just had to find out for myself. I couldn't conceive it. I wouldn't listen to nobody else. No, I couldn't believe it. Just had to find out for myself. There's just some things in this world you can't explain. That old man lived in the woolly swamp way back in the gurgled woods. There you go. Hey, how's that one? How was that? How was that? Did you like it? Did you like it, my friends? Well, I'm glad you did. Or even if you didn't, I'm glad I got to sing it. I'm singing in the rain, but it's snow when in the game. No snow today, boys. No snow today. That's a good thing. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. Yankee Doodle do or die. Real live nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. Ooh, I wonder about that song. Song lyrics, Yankee Doodle. Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Yankee Doodle, keep it off, Yankee Doodle dandy. Yeah, mind the music and the stepping with the girls behind him. Father, I went down to camp along with Captain Gooding, and there we saw the men and boys as thick and as hasty pudding. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be handy. There was Captain Washington upon a slapping stallion, giving orders to his men. I guess there was a million. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, mind the music. Mind the music and the stepping with the girls. You'll be handy. Why, that wasn't the version I was looking for. I'm a Yankee Doodle boy. Song lyrics, I'm a Yankee Doodle boy. I'm the kid that all the candies. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. I'm glad I am. So Uncle Sam, I'm a real live Yankee Doodle. Made my name and fame and body just like Mr. Doodle did. By riding on a pony, I love to listen to the Dixie strain. I long to see the girl I left behind, and that ain't no joshin'. Oh, she's a Yankee Doodle, by gosh. Oh, can you see anything about that Yankee? That's a pony. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, a Yankee Doodle do or die. A real live nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. Oh, I've got a Yankee Doodle sweetheart. She's my Yankee Doodle joy. A Yankee Doodle came to London just to ride the ponies. I'm a Yankee Doodle boy. My father's name was Hezekiah. Mother's name was Anne Marie. Yankee through and through, red, white, and blue. Father was so Yankee-hearted. When the Spanish War was started, he slipped upon his uniform and hopped onto a pony. My mother, my mother's was a Yankee true. My father's father was a Yankee too. And that's going some for the Yankee by gum. Oh, say, can you see anything about my prodigy that's phony? I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, a Yankee Doodle do or die, a real live nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. I've got a Yankee Doodle sweetheart, she's my Yankee Doodle joy. Yankee Doodle came to London just to ride the ponies. I'm a Yankee Doodle, I'm a Yankee Doodle, I'm a Yankee Doodle boy. Boy, oh boy, Yankee Doodle, ha, ha, ha. Boy, oh boy, ha, ha, ha. Oh, ha. That used to be in the cartoons. It was some goofy looking guy. He looked kind of funny, had a bulbous head and heavy, big round belly, kind of built like a pear, but ha ha, I'm a happy boy, ha ha ha. Anyway, it was not the character of, um, oh, who are them fellers that do, who's on first? You know, Abbott and Costello, them fellers. Who are they? Can anybody remind me who Abbott and Costello are? Do you know their names? Come on, somebody. Somebody tell me Abbott and Costello. Shout it out if you know it. Oh, it's Abbott and Costello. I guess I don't need anybody to tell me. Yeah, the other day I was talking about that torque converter on my transmission, and my dad was watching later on, and he's sitting there screaming, torque converter, torque converter. Of course he was yelling torque converter. Any of my mechanic friends that watch this show was probably yelling torque converter too. Anyway, I got it all repaired now. Oh man, don't you know it? Didn't you know it? No, I had a 1963 GMC pickup truck. Oh, that's the one I was telling you about, the seat belts that we used to hold the seats onto the floor of the truck. Well, a good friend of mine, Craig, he enjoyed that trip one time, taking from Millington, Tennessee to Memphis, Tennessee, and well, you come around a corner and you nearly slide out of the truck because the door doesn't exactly stay shut and the seats are sliding all over the place. Well, it kind of gives you a little bit of redness in your face. But that's all right. Craig was fine with it, but here's your situation. I sold my 63 GMC pickup truck. Well, actually, I kind of loaned it to a friend of mine for some money. Let's put it that way. I gave it to him for I think $200, and I wanted to buy it back after he'd done the body work on it, and then he didn't end up doing the body work. He ended up selling it, and well, it wasn't all that much of an issue between us or anything, but it always kind of um, bothered me. Not per se. I mean, it wasn't a short bed. It wasn't a 63 GMC short bed or anything. It was a regular full bed pickup truck, but he was a body man and I wasn't. But this thing had a 305 V6 motor in it. Now, had you ever heard of a 305 V6? Well, it was a commercial motor or industrial motor, whichever you want to call it. It had the spark plugs on the top of the motor, in between the intake manifold, um, on each side there. The valve covers were plaid. Um, yeah, plaid valve covers of all things. And the seats were plush. Oh, very plush, but I don't know that those were the right seats for the vehicle because they were held in on them boards and they were held in on garden trim boards and garden ties. That's what they are, garden ties. They were held in on garden ties and seat belts. They were bolted to the floor on garden ties and held down even better with the seat belts. So anyway, that's beside the point. Tell you, one time I was out there in Millington talking about this rain that we got over here. Tennessee, they don't get no snow. They just get ice. I mean, that's all we had. I mean, we went into Memphis, and on our way back home, it was like home. I say home, back to Millington. On our way back to Millington, it was like uh, we had been in the bar. We came out of the bars, and we were headed back towards the base. And it was like they didn't. You just you hit the top of that hill, and it was just a sheet of black ice all the way down. Stepped on the brake, and you were sliding, and you were going all kinds of directions. I mean, it wasn't like you weren't really going fast, but you were just kind of going on down the hill, and you had no choice in the matter. It wasn't like you could put her in reverse and catch traction or anything like that. You was just going. No matter what, it decided you were going to go. But anyway, that old GMC, it was a beautiful truck. I liked it. But I ended up selling it, and then come to find out, I sold it because it had two egg-shaped pistons, cylinders, two egg-shaped cylinders, which in turn had egg-shaped pistons, and it couldn't get very good compression. I mean, with a 305, that thing should have hummed. But anyway, come to find out, after I sold it, I could have got them parts over at AutoZone. AutoZone had the parts for my 63 GMC. So, go figure. Oh, hoist up the John B. sails. See how the mainsail sets. Gee, ma, I wanna go home. Just wanna go home. Just let me go home. I think that's the Sleuth John B. Song lyrics, Sleuth John B. We come to the Sleuth John B. My grandfather and me. Around Nassau town we did roam, a drinking all night. Got in a fight. Well, I feel so break up. I wanna go home. So hoist up the John B. sails. See how the mainsail sets. Call for the captain ashore. Oh, let me go home. Oh, let me go home. I wanna go home. Yeah, well, I feel so break up. I wanna go home. The first mate, he got drunk and broke the captain's trunk. The constable had to come and take him away. Sheriff John Stone, why don't you leave me alone? Yeah, well, I feel so break up. I wanna go home. So hoist up the chumby sails and see how the mainsail sets. Call for captain ashore. Oh, let me go home. Oh, let me go home. I wanna go home. Oh, why don't you let me go home? Hoist up the chumby sails. Hoist up the chumby. I feel so broke up. I wanna go home. Let me go home. Well, the poor cook, he got caught the fist and threw away all my grits. And then he ate up all of my corn. Oh, let me go home. Why don't you let me go home? This is the worst trip I've ever been on. So hoist up the chumby sails and see how the mainsail sets. Call for captain ashore. Oh, let me go home. Oh, let me go home. I wanna go home. Oh, let me go home. Why don't you let me go home? All right. Hey, I think that's about it. Let's see what time it is. Yep, that's about it for me. Looks like it's about time for us to do our portion of the program called Our Daily Bread. That's right, Our Daily Bread. Our Daily Bread. I just felt like some cornbread, please. Just want a little cornbread. I'm sorry, that's out of a movie called The Green Mile. Oh, Billy. Oh, Billy. Oh, Billy the Kid. Wild Bill. Call him Wild Bill. I ain't no stinking John Law. I'm Billy the Kid. Lord of Nails. That's what our devotion of the day is. Lord of Nails. Well, that would be a fact. He was the Lord of Nails. They were nailed upon his hands, and he was hoisted up on the cross. And that is where he ended up. My Father God was hoisted onto the cross and ended up there. And he was nailed there. And so anyway, today we're going to be reading Psalm 18:30 through 36. And here we go. As for God, well, what was that? Not today. We'll do that later, maybe. Not today, but another day. Another day. The Gateway Bible. The Gateway Bible is Bible Gateway. BibleGateway.com is where I read the Bible from. So if you guys like the version of the Bible I'm reading, they've got every version that they have on Bible Gateway Plus. So if you want to read the Bible, you can go to BibleGateway.com. It's free. You can look up any passages you want. Of course, I get my The passages I pull up, I get those because of the Daily Bread. And of course, Daily Bread is through the Daily Bread at thedailybreadodb.org. And you should probably donate a little bit of money so they can spread that Daily Bread all around the world. Anyway, Psalms 18:30 through 36. As for God, his way is perfect. The Lord's word is flawless. He shields all who take refuge in him. For who is God besides the Lord? And who is the rock except our God? And is God who arms me with strength and keeps my way secure? He makes my feet like the feet of a deer. He causes me to stand on the heights. He trains my hands for battle. My arms can bend a bow of bronze. You make your saving help my shield, and your right hand sustains me. Your help has made me great. You provide a broad path for my feet, so that my ankles do not give way. And there you have it. As for God, his way is perfect. And that's Psalms 18:30 through 36. And that should do our portion of the program today, the Daily Bread. And I'm going to sing one more song for you. And that would be, well, goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. This here's been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? And thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show. And as always, you know God loves you and so do I. So be blessed and come back and see me tomorrow because, well, I'll be here and I hope you are too.